as well as you speak English, it's not your mother language. So
no, it's not.
It remains a means of communication, and it's not a culture. It's a mere means of communication, and that's quite a difference.
Yeah.
But,
and you can certainly tell from your research, Professor Chapoutot, that if you would not have been able to read German, you would not have been able to understand fully the mind of the perpetrators. So that's a really good example.
Absolutely, and this is something I will stress today, because there are many books, too many books actually, about National Socialism and the Shoah, written by people who do not read the sources. I mean, history is based on sources, on evidence. And
right. Amen to that.
Yeah, well, and you cannot work seriously without knowing the language of the perpetrators and the victims. A friend of mine is used to saying that if you want to be a good Shoah scholar, you have to learn, of course, German and Polish and Russian and Ukrainian, at least, and English, of course, because it's, you know,
and some also
lingua franca.
Some would add also Yiddish.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We have a friend, right, Karin, who is a historian in Finland, and he ended up with a perfect Yiddish. Yeah.
Yes, well, actually, Yiddish is a sort of German dialect. I nearly perfectly understand Yiddish, so it's it's a variation on German, with some exceptions, of course, from Hebrew, and of course the writing is different. But when it's translated into Latin letters, and when it's spoken, it's perfectly understandable for a German speaker. So,
but it's interesting what you say about German, because I spent a year in Berlin, and after I think 4 or 5 months, I started to understand. I could not in a deeper way express myself, but I understood a lot, so much, and still, it's like it's so close, these two languages, really. It's amazing.
No, but I do agree with you. We share that, Professor Chapoutot, the interest in primary sources, and urging the importance of studying the primary sources. Sometimes and this is something that I will mention in my introduction, this is very important. So Eva and Erika and Anna, do we know how many people approximately will join us today?
I think it would be around 30 to 40.
30 to 40.
So around, for the staff, I think almost everyone has accepted the invitation. And then we also sent, I know that, well, if no one else is sick then, or something happened during the time they said they would join. We have Amnesty, we have the Jewish Museum.
Jewish Museum are in the waiting room.
Okay. And then SKMA, they said they were going to come,
and that, Professor Chapoutot, is the Swedish Committee Against Anti-Semitism, a really important organization who works in deepening our knowledge about anti-Semitism, and especially current such. Sorry, Anna.
No, thank you, Karin. Yeah, so there are a few different external partners, so to speak, that we invited to this. So I would say around 30 then.
Is Dr. Katrin Hauptmann of the Swedish Museum on the Holocaust, are any of them invited today?
Yes, I was here. She sent me an email this weekend thanking. I sent her a special invitation, but that's for tomorrow.
Yes.
She said, thank you, very interesting. She didn't mention whether she signed up or not, but I assume she did. Tomorrow will be, I think, somewhat more participants. Yeah.
Yes, but for you, Professor Chapoutot, just last week, I can't even remember what day, Eva, but perhaps Thursday or Friday, just last week, the director of the upcoming Swedish Museum about the Holocaust was appointed. So she was just appointed last week. So she will hopefully join either today then or tomorrow then, Eva.
Yeah,
Yes.
I assume tomorrow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting things happening in Sweden right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to mention a name that struck me when you said that the Holocaust Museum would open in Sweden. A colleague of mine, she happens to live in France because she's married to a Frenchman, but she's somehow isolated in France because she doesn't speak French very well. She's a very good scholar from Denmark, and I would like
Sylvia
absolutely,
yes.
absolutely.
No, I'm
Sylvia
yes.
Goldbaum, yes. And
she's an
Sylvia,
excellent scholar.
Absolutely, and she wrote a fantastic dissertation on
Theresienstadt. Yes.
Absolutely.
What's her name? Sylvia?
Sylvia Goldbaum, Frakapan.
Yeah.
Oh, she's married to Frakapan from Memorial de la Shoah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I know her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know
that's
him,
fine.
but I haven't met her. No.
Yeah, what did you want to say about her?
She's excellent, and she could be of great use. I mean, to every project in Scandinavia in the broader sense. I'm a bit worried for her because she's a bit isolated in France for linguistic reasons, although she speaks Italian, German, Danish, and English, of course. She's an excellent scholar. She wrote a fantastic dissertation, and I wonder if she could be of any help in Sweden, because she's of extreme value,
And
as well as. Well, I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to tell Anna to note her name.
Yes, and I'm in very close contact with her because I and Pontus Rudberg were working on a special section.
Okay.
Yes, for Holocaust and Genocide studies, where she is writing the part on Denmark. So she will publish something very soon. Sylvia Goldbaum, Tarabini Fracapane, and I'm not sure if that's the right. Yeah, she has a lot of last names.
That's right.
It's the right order. I can send you, Anna and Eva, her email